Blame Truth here, and I really probably shouldn't be making this video on election day, but I've been sitting on some info, and more info's dropped in my lap, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I just hope the algorithm picks this up, because this is some pretty crazy stuff. Man, listen, guys, I'm not sitting up here and trying to be Alex Jones. I'm not putting the tinfoil hat on, but I find this year's release in particular very, very puzzling. It's no secret that Activision, and please don't be like a blind fanboy and just say like, stop complaining, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, you can prove a lot of this stuff I'm going to say just by doing a modicum of research online. But like, Activision has been proven in the past to not just hide like skill-based matchmaking and stuff like that from us, but literally make their dev teams sign NDAs to not talk about it. It wasn't until Bobby Kotick left that we got this very carefully worded kind of overview of the matchmaking process, which most people, even ex-devs, called bullshit on. So it's like not even a conspiracy theory to say that maybe Activision and the Call of Duty dev guys aren't that honest. And I'm going to show you some more stuff today to show you that dishonesty and lying are at an all-time high. But not just that, even the people that are scientifically based in this community, the drifters, the exclusive aces, are talking about their weird experiences with Black Ops 6. And I'm just going to show this clip from Drifter's newest video, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, because I have some stuff that's going to blow your fucking mind. So just give me just a second, watch this clip, and we'll get back to it.
And I will say this is a purely subjective feeling that I cannot prove and I have no science behind, is that I do feel like I'm being algorithmically screwed with. I feel that my experience is one of very high highs and very low lows, primarily based on my connection experience. And again, there's not a pattern to it that I've been able to determine, which leads me and many other people to start expanding upon the skill-based matchmaking conspiracies to skill-based damage or engagement-optimized matchmaking, which we'll both talk about here a little bit. And actually, I'm usually the one guy in the community that goes hard anti that. It's anti-intellectualism, it's bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be really generous to these people today, because experientially what they're getting is about the same thing as if those beliefs were true. So,
now, as you guys know, Drifter is a data guy. For him to say this is insane to me. Just how far this franchise has fallen for a data science-driven channel to even say something like that. He's not going full blown with it. He doesn't really believe it if you watch the full video. That's just an out of context clip. But he goes on to talk about several things. For one, his connection varies wildly from match to match between packet burst, packet loss, but also ping, and he cannot find a single pattern for that. Now, here's the thing, man. He talks about like pro players and stuff like that, really good players not having as many issues. But guys, I'm here to tell you right now, having been extended offers and knowing people in the community that are pro players or just very, very good, or, you know, like straight up like top 0.01% players, even those players are forced pretty much to use a VPN or the game is unplayable. So they're either using a VPN or they're two-boxing in some way, or they're doing something to kind of manipulate the matchmaking in their favor. I don't think there is one top streamer or YouTuber or content creator that is not using at the very least a geofence on their VPN. Like, even Exclusive Ace has a geofence on his router, for example. As you guys know, I partnered with SBMM Off. If you guys want to check that out, the link's in the video description. You get a discount on my code. I get commissions from that, so you kill two birds with one stone if you want to check it out and, you know, maybe mess with the matchmaking, and at the very least have a geofence option up, because if nothing else, man, I just want good ping. Like, that's the main thing I want. I might even try to play Black Ops 6 just with the geofence option on SBMM Off and see how that works. But anyway, guys, a lot of content creators' experiences with the game don't match a lot of the communities. Now, again, a lot of these content creators are very good, but statistically, knowing what I know from the past, how this matchmaking works and whatnot, you actually experience more bullshit the better you are. This is factual. And I'm not talking about like you're just facing better competition. I'm talking about you are getting worse pings. I'm talking about you are running into cheaters. This is a factual thing, guys. I'm talking about even the shadow ban system. You have no idea how bad this is this year. And I might get a little bit loud talking about this because this just fucking pisses me off. Just look at this, and then we're gonna look at some more comments from Drifter's video. I found them very, very interesting. BT, watch out. I've been playing with my kids and getting into their bot lobbies, and I just got shadow banned. First time ever happening to me. And I say, they banned you for playing with your own kids! They banned this man to the Shadow Realm for playing with his fucking kids! Is this George Orwell's 1984 novel? Is this 2001 A Space Odyssey? Motherfucker tries to party up with his kids, and the AI chatbot says, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Now get shadow banned with cheaters. Why even have a shadow ban system if you have a working anti-cheat anyway? It makes no sense. You can't play with people of radically different skill levels lest people spam report you and the AI banishes you to the fucking Shadow Realm. We covered this yesterday with that ex-Sledgehammer dev or whatever, talking about how Infinity Ward's anti-cheat, which is AI based, doesn't do anything. Which I'm assuming he's talking about Ricochet. If you want to watch that last conspiracy video, I'll leave it as an end link in this particular video at the end screen. You can check it out. I would highly recommend it. It's got a lot of good reviews too. People seem to really like it. So we're back at it again here. But this stuff I'm showing you in this video, guys, it's not even a conspiracy at this point. Like, everything is plain as day in front of us. All you got to do is open your eyes. I hope that these videos can everything kind of categorized, and we can all agree no matter what this is, it needs to be fixed. Whether we're getting fucked with algorithmically or the game is just messed up, it needs to be addressed and fixed and communicated to us, the consumer, the player. And I hope we don't stop until it gets rectified for good. I'm not talking just in this game, I'm talking for good. But see, here's the thing, it gets worse. Looking through the comments on Drifter's video, I saw some of the most interesting stuff I have seen yet. I'm just gonna read these verbatim, 3 particular comments, which led me down another rabbit hole. This guy says, the manipulative matchmaking idea makes sense. I know this has been discussed before, but it is very obvious. When I play by myself, sometimes my ping is around 20 milliseconds, sometimes 50 milliseconds, sometimes 70 to 100. The only reason there'd be gaps this large is if the system is matching you with people that are farther away. If it's matching you with the people that are farther away, it means it's intending to manage your experience under whatever parameters it's been given. If those parameters become more specific, it will have a harder time finding people closer to you. That UCLA study from 2017 outlined that the best way to maximize player engagement is not through fair matches, but through managing a player's experience by drip feeding them a game where they're likely to do well, then feeding them games they're likely to do bad in. The bad games motivate the player to go back for more good games, even though they get frustrated. From what I've experienced with the matchmaking in MW 2019, MW2, and MW3, I'd say this is probably how COD's matchmaking works at a high level anyway, which is disgusting. This guy says, I called it a night after my last 4 games of TDM went 99 to 100, 100 to 99, 98 to 100, and 96 to 100. Been playing COD since Blops, and I have never seen it like that ever. The algorithm is working so hard that games feel completely formulaic and computer generated. Not fun. And then the last little bit here, look at this. The ping display is literally fake news. I have a network scanner and I have other games where the ping display is real. Currently, I'm experiencing bad internet, so my ping goes all over the place from 10 milliseconds to 150 milliseconds. Every game is accurate in displaying this. My network scanner is accurate in displaying this. But BO6 wants to tell me that I have a perfect 10 millisecond ping all the time, even though I'm ice skating over the map sometimes. Now, this is very interesting. This is what kind of got me to make this video in the first place. It's always one comment that kind of sends me down the rabbit hole, because this is literally baked in dishonesty. It's baked in, coded in dishonesty. That is not a conspiracy theory. I do not have a tinfoil hat on. The water is not turning the frogs gay. This is literally a thing that is happening. And I think that frogs turning gay thing was a literal thing that happened too, but I digress. Let's not go down that conspiracy rabbit hole. I just want to say that this got me thinking. And I thought back to a few years ago, and I happened to see this on Twitter, which tends to have a pretty good algorithm now that Elon took it over, at least. Now, if you guys played the double XP extended weekend or whatever for Black Ops 6, you may have noticed that double XP didn't feel like double XP. Well, people called them out on it, and then Treyarch said, oh, this is a bug, and we're gonna fix it. And that seems fine on paper. Let's check out this little exchange of tweets here from Modern Warzone and Ghost of Hope. Does double XP feel like it's not working in Black Ops 6 again after today's update? This is after they claim to have fixed it, and they being Treyarch. Getting half as much XP as usual on Nuketown, despite performing the same. Ghost of Hope says, when would you guys realize that the double XP being not double XP is purposeful? I can pull up tweets from Cold War launch showing that it's not an accident. And Ghost of Hope does just that. Boom, right there. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. I made a video on this. I literally made a video on this in Call of Duty Vanguard, which came after Cold War, which is a different dev entirely in Sledgehammer. I made a video called I Am Fucking Livid because, again, someone had calculated the actual XP from this double XP weekend they were running, and it was somewhere around 1.3 times XP. In fact, you would actually get less XP, I think, in the shipment playlist, specifically. Like, it's so fucking weird. And then again, we go back to Twitter here, and this guy says, been saying this shit was never a bug, but people just commend them for fixing it, when in reality, those fuckers just got caught. And Hope says they do this song and dance every year. It's never been actually double XP. Also, the way they've never made the tokens tied to in-game time is hilarious, when I'm sure it's an easy fix if they cared. And he's right again, because it is an easy fix. Because XDefiant came out with the tokens counting down once you activated them. Within, like, I think it was 2 weeks, they fixed that. And it stayed fixed. And now when you use a double XP token, it only counts down in in-game time, meaning that all of this, everything I just showed you, is intentional lying. 2 instances of intentional lying baked into the code of the fucking game. Right there, plain as day, right in your fucking face. And this is why the conspiracy theories even exist in the first place, because we are dealing with the most dishonest people in gaming history. But it gets worse. Does anyone remember this? Black Ops 6 will have classic 3-lane multiplayer maps. This was a tweet by Modern Warzone, quote tweeting Black Ops 6 Treyarch devs themselves saying this. Classic 3-lane multiplayer maps. If you actually look at the maps in Black Ops 6, the majority are not 3-lane, or they're like 3-lane. Maybe most of them, for example, Derelict could be considered a 1-lane map actually with how they're structured. So why did they lie about this? Because this again is another deceit, another lie, another falsehood. Why did they do this? And this comment explains why. In theater mode, you can get out of the map on Lowtown, and the entire Warzone map Avalon leaked. Lowtown, Skyline, Red Card, Firing Range, Hacienda, and more multiplayer maps are ripped straight from the Warzone map. Payback rips straight from the campaign. You start missions from a safe house. You can upgrade the safe house by finding money in missions and using the money to buy workbenches or other stuff that makes weapons and equipment. Payback is that safe house. And the best part is, if they actually copied it from the campaign, it would be a 3-laned map. But nope, that spot next to B flag that should be a balcony so you can flank their spawn, there is a balcony in the campaign. Instead, it's just the end of the map and forces you through a window. And this goes back to my last conspiracy video where I said these maps seem like they were made by Infinity Ward and then purposely made bad because Infinity Ward is salty at Treyarch and Sledgehammer Games. Why? Because they're a bunch of petty assholes. Apparently, with all this said, with all these lies shown directly to you in this video, who is to say there isn't some form of manipulation going on? I am not one to fall into the camp of skill-based damage. I truly don't think I am being nerfed in real time, especially considering they have damage numbers at the end of the game to show that. But I seriously think that I am being sabotaged on a connection level, on a netcode level, purposely by this algorithm. There is no skill-based damage. There is skill-based performance at play. This is the most deceitful company in the world, to the point where they had to rename their DEI sector basically to a cult. Not kidding. I mean, this weird shit that goes on at Activision Blizzard and their problems over the years that I have tried to shine a light on should tell you all you need to know about the actual honor these people have. This is no more than TikTok to them. If you look at Black Ops 6 multiplayer, it is literally just TikTok. It is TikTok Shoot-A-Man 21. You might as well not even call it Call of Duty anymore. And I am so fucking sick of it. But wait, hold on. My phone's actually going off. Give me 1 second. What is it? What is this? What? What?
Number 9 large, a number 6 extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.